The air tastes like metal. Your lamp flickers against black rock. Somewhere above you, 300 tons of stone groan and settle. You feel it in your teeth before you hear it. A whistle blows far away. Muffled, wrong, then silence, then men start running. You do not know it yet, but the mine has just caved in behind you. It is 1907. You are a coal miner in a company town, one of hundreds of men who go underground before sunrise and come up after dark, if they come up at all. You are somewhere between 18 and 40, married or not, it does not matter much down here. The mine owns your house, the mine owns the store where you buy your food. The mine pays you by the ton of coal you dig, not by the hour you spend digging it. You learn to read the rock the way other men read faces. A certain color of dust, a certain smell of gas, a certain sound the timber makes right before it gives. Today started like every other day. You laced your boots in the dark, you kissed whoever was waiting for you, if anyone was, you walked past the breaker boys, children as young as 8 sorting slate from coal with bare cut hands. You climbed into the cage and it dropped you 700 feet into the earth, into heat and dust and a silence that presses on your ears like water. Then the explosion came, not a bang, not at first, a pressure, a wave of hot air that knocked you flat and put out every open flame at once. Coal dust is not supposed to burn like that. Most men do not know it can. A single spark near a cloud of fine dust can turn a mine into a furnace in under a second. You've heard the older miners talk about it in low voices, the way people talk about a thing they are afraid to name directly. Now you're on your hands and knees in the dark, ears ringing, throat already burning from smoke that should not be there. Somewhere behind you, the passage you came in through no longer exists. It is rock, now solid rock, where a tunnel used to be. You think of your lamp first, because your lamp is your entire world. An open flame protected by wire mesh, the only light you have and also the thing that could kill you if the air turns bad. You have seen men die from gas they could not see, could not smell, simply falling over mid-sentence. The canaries the company keeps near the surface exist for exactly this reason. If the birds stop singing, you get out. But you're not near the birds now, you're alone or close to it in a pocket of stale air that is either going to hold or is not. The stakes are not abstract, they are exactly this simple. There is a fixed amount of breathable air in the space around you, and every breath you take uses a small piece of it. Somewhere above, rescue teams are already forming, men volunteering to go down into a mine that just proved it could kill them, because that is what miners do for each other. But digging through a collapse takes time, it can take hours, it can take days, and you do not know which one this will be. So you do what men in this position have done for centuries, you conserve your air, you sit still instead of pacing. You slow your breathing the way you would slow a horse, not because you are calm, but because panic burns oxygen faster than stillness does. You tap on the rock in a rhythm, 3, pause, 3, in case anyone on the other side is listening. It is the only tool you have left besides your own patience. Time stops meaning anything without daylight. Your body has nothing to measure itself against. You do not know if an hour has passed or 6. You think about your family topside, about whether they have been told anything yet, about whether the company has even sent word. You think briefly and privately that if this is the end, you would rather it happen quickly than slowly, and then you push that thought away because it does you no good. Historically, this is where most of these stories split in 2 directions. Some men were found in several real disasters of this era. Trapped miners were located because they had done exactly what you're doing now, staying near a wall, tapping steadily, breathing shallow, waiting instead of wasting themselves on a collapsed tunnel that could not be moved by hand. Rescue crews using primitive gas detectors and hand tools dug toward the sound. Other men were not found in time. The historical record from disasters like Monongah and Cherry, both in the early 20th century, shows death tolls in the hundreds, entire towns losing a generation of husbands and fathers in a single afternoon. What those records also show is something quieter. The miners who survived longest were rarely the strongest or the youngest. They were the ones who understood their own bodies and their own fear well enough to manage both. This is not luck in the way people usually mean it. It is closer to a skill, one built from years of working in a place that could kill you at any moment, which teaches a particular kind of calm that people on the surface rarely need to learn. Eventually, in your case, you hear it. Not a voice at first, a vibration through the rock, rhythmic, deliberate, someone tapping back. You almost do not trust it, then it comes again. Closer this time, and you realize the sound of a pickaxe striking stone from the other side is the most beautiful sound you have ever heard in your life. What took hours from where you sit took hours of frantic labor from the other side too. Men who had already worked a full shift picked up shovels and did not stop. This is the part of mining disasters that rarely makes the headlines, not just the collapse, but the response, entire communities built their identity around this unwritten rule that no man was left behind while there was still air to breathe on either side of the rock. When the light finally breaks through, it is not sunlight, just a rescuer's lamp, but it is the brightest thing you have ever seen. Hands pull you through a gap barely wide enough for your shoulders. You do not remember standing, you remember breathing air that did not taste like smoke, and that alone nearly brings you to your knees. This story, or some close version of it, happened to real men in real mines across the early 1900s. Some walked away with scars and a permanent fear of small spaces. Some went back underground the very next week because the company's store still needed paying and there was no other work in town. Historians studying labor conditions from this period point to disasters like these as the moments that finally pushed mine safety regulation forward. Slowly, and usually only after enough men had already died to make ignoring it impossible. You survive something the surface world will never fully understand, an hour-by-hour negotiation between your own breath and the weight of the earth itself. And in a strange way, that same instinct still lives in people today, in anyone who has ever had to stay calm in a small dark space and simply wait for the tapping to get closer.